To order the Solano Community College District Governing Board meeting of August 6th, 2025. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation, under God, indivisible. Please call the roll. I'm here.
Margot Reed.
Here.
Trustee Jackie Wynn Greer.
Here.
Trustee Rosemary Thurston. Trustee A. Marie Young. Trustee Quentin Boyce.
Here.
Student Trustee Veronica Rodriguez.
So we have a request from Trustee Karima Kara to participate remotely. Does that require a motion?
It does. Before we get to the motion, she actually needs to verbally ask for the request, and I believe she is in the Zoom.
Trustee Kara, could you?
Hi, apologies. Hello, this is Karima. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you?
We can
Yes.
hear you. So
Okay.
you're apparently
Apologies
supposed
for
to
this
request
trouble.
to participate remotely.
Yes, I'd like to request approval to participate in the meeting due to an emergency. Circumstances preventing my in-person attendance.
Okay, is there a second to the motion?
I'll make that motion, or second the motion, I guess.
Moving second to allow Trustee Kara to participate remotely. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. So you are completely free to participate. The next
Thank
item
you.
is, you're welcome. Next item is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you. Let's move and second to approve the agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Nays? There are none. Comments from members of the public? There are no requests to speak on the closed session. So now we'll move into closed session. And we will resume the regular meeting at 7 o'clock.
One of our unique items that we have on display is a simple warm
ready. Okay, where are we? This time we'll reconvene the regular meeting. Report of action in closed session. There was no action taken in closed session. Are there any requests to speak? I don't think so. We'll move on to reports. So first of which, well, I think 10 is reports. And then we have no report. Then we have the consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted by the board in one motion. There's no discussion on these items prior to the time the board votes on the motion unless members of the board, staff, or public request specific items to be discussed or removed. Time will be provided before the vote for clarification questions without removing an item from the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. There are no items removed, so it's a non-consent agenda items, action items, first of which is Superintendent President Kelly Butler's presentation of a resolution.
Thank you, President Honeychurch. We have a resolution in support of the Bay Area Community Colleges Mutual Support Compact to advance student success, academic excellence, and workforce opportunity. This is a joint compact between the North Bay Area colleges in support of academic freedom, due process, academic integrity, ethical conduct, and mutual support to support our students and their success. We're asking for the board to approve this resolution.
Yes.
This particular one?
And who has the honor of doing that? Thank you. We're gonna have the resolution.
Would you like a
read?
motion in a second before? I'll make that motion to approve it so that we can have that.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thank you for doing that.
Do we need to second that?
There's a
make a-
mo-
I'll second it if we have to, if we need to.
Guess you're moving to approve it,
Correct. Yeah.
and my fellow trustees moving to second it.
Great.
Thank you. So now we're gonna have it read, so we know what we're doing for sure.
Thank you. Resolution in support of the Bay Area Community Colleges Mutual Support Compact to advance student success, academic excellence, and workforce opportunity. Whereas the Bay Area Community Colleges serve one of the most diverse and dynamic student populations in the nation and are committed to providing equitable, high-quality education that enables students to thrive in careers offering family-sustaining wages and to contribute meaningfully to their communities. And whereas academic freedom, due process, institutional integrity, and ethical conduct are essential to creating inclusive, intellectually vibrant learning environments where all students can succeed. And whereas recent social, political, and ideological pressures have challenged the ability of public institutions to govern autonomously, teach freely, support the well-being of students and employees without fear of retaliation or undue influence. And whereas participatory governance and professional collaboration among colleges are vital to sustaining the public trust and institutional stability necessary to ensure high-impact education and student support. And whereas the Bay Area Community Colleges seek to lead by example by forming a regional mutual support compact that fosters coordination, mutual aid, and shared advocacy to protect the educational conditions necessary for student learning, credential attainment, and upward economic mobility. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the governing board of the Solano Community College District affirms its support for the formation and implementation of the Bay Area Community Colleges Mutual Support Compact. And be it further resolved that this institution commits to following shared principles. 1. Academic freedom, protecting the right to teach, learn, and explore ideas, free from censorship, enabling the students to develop critical thinking and global citizenship skills. 2. Due process, upholding fair and consistent procedures for all employees, ensuring institutional trust and accountability that directly impacts the student experience. 3. Academic integrity, preserving the rigor and reputation of our academic programs so that credentials our students earn retain their lifelong value. 4. Ethical conduct, reinforcing a culture of transparency and responsibility that supports student confidence in their college experience. 5. Mutual support, collaborating with regional partners to strengthen each college's ability to respond to challenges while centering student success. Be it further resolved that the governing board of the Solano Community College District endorses the scope of the compact, which may include cooperative actions in response to external attacks on freedom of academic freedom or curriculum integrity, procedural violations that undermine equitable governance, interference in institutional operations or hiring, retaliation against employees acting in defense of ethical and educational principles. Be it further resolved that this institution shall participate as appropriate and within available resources in providing or receiving support in the form of expert consultation, peer review, policy resources, joint statements, coordinated advocacy, and shared training. And be it finally resolved that the Solano Community College District Governing Board directs the Superintendent President to designate representatives to participate in the Regional Compact Working Group and to report periodically on collaborative efforts that advance the mission of student opportunity, economic mobility, and public good. Passed and adopted this 6th day of August.
All right, thank you for reading the resolution. So it's been moved and seconded. Please call the roll.
Trustee Argo Reed,
Aye.
President Honeychurch,
Aye.
Trustee Kara,
Aye.
Trustee Wynn Greer,
Aye.
Trustee Thurston, Trustee Young,
Aye.
Trustee Voice,
Aye.
Student Trustee Rodriguez.
Aye.
Well, the ayes have it. All right, thank you. Thank you for reading that resolution as well. So now we're moving on to human resources item. Item B is a resignation to retire, and Sal Abate is the presenter of this item.
Thank you, President Honeychurch, members of the board. I am going to have VP Neely speak on our first name on the list, but I do want to talk about Joe Ryan. We had some very nice comments come up about him at our last board meeting. When he reviewed with our retirement system, leaving August 31st would have actually disadvantaged him by 2 days of retirement pay. So he chose to change his retirement date to August 29th. So we're just bringing this back to the board so you can approve the new retirement date. But I will pass it off to VP Neely for Sydney Parker.
Thank you, Sal. I appreciate that. And good evening, President Honeychurch and members of the board. These comments were submitted to us or to me by colleagues who have worked with Sydney over a number of years. Sydney Parker has served the Solano Community College for 28 years. During this period, she worked as a student worker, temp employee, and later as a full-time employee for 26 years. Like many that have come to Solano Community College, she came seeking education to enhance her career opportunities. While studying, she decided to take advantage of various opportunities as a student worker, where she started her employment in the financial aid office. For a period of time, she assisted at the Early Learning Center, and within a short span of time, she took on a temporary position with the AmeriCorps program at our college. Upon receiving her degree in Business Technology Administrative Assistant, she applied and obtained a position as a Student Services Assistant in the Office of Admissions and Records. For the last 20 years, she has utilized her administrative and student service skills, in the Accessibility Services Program, formerly known as DSPS. Sydney Parker has been an instrumental staff member juggling multiple tasks and has been the key component in making sure that students have been verified, processed, and input into the ASC student database for MIS program funding. Her detailed way of taking on her duties has always been a shining example of her commitment to serving the program. The Student Services Department has been fortunate to have her as a valuable part of our team, and we wish her much happiness in her next chapter as a retiree. We'd like to thank her deeply for her commitment to Solano Community College.
I'll make a motion. I'll make the motion.
All right, moving second to approve the retirement. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and congratulations. So move on
Can we give a
now.
round of applause for the person even though?
All right, well, thank you for those kind words. We'll move on now to Student Services Vice President Lisa Neely is a presenter of this item, which is Strata Information Group Annual Banner Financial Aid Consulting, SOW, which means what?
Scope of work.
I hate acronyms. Sow, that would be a female pig, I think. So.
Oh,
very
scope
good.
of work, sorry.
Scope of work.
Okay.
Scope of work, thank you.
So, scope of work. Thank you for that. This essentially is a continued professional services agreement with the college with Strata Information Group, also known as SIG. And this is for Banner Financial Aid Consulting for this next academic year. It includes a bunch of services that are really critical, particularly with the unprecedented volume of complexity of legislative changes and a lot of the things that are affecting both federal and state financial aid requirements, and that's everything from the new rollout of the FAFSA to Pell Grant adjustments, et cetera. So this is really vital work that we do in partnership. And it certainly, in terms of our student services, it ensures accurate, timely delivery of financial aid to students, which is really critical, helping mitigate some potential compliance issues, and also supporting equitable access. So we humbly ask the board to consider renewing this contract, and it's supported through categorical funds.
All right, thank you, Vice President Neely. So is there a motion to approve the Strata Information Group Financial Aid Consulting
So moved.
scope of work? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is a finance and administration item presented by Vice President Susan Wheat. Two items, actually, and one is a contract amendment to Nino and Moore.
Yes, thank you, President Honeychurch, members of the board. This first agenda item is an amendment to our contract. DSA required additional testing, and so this adds to our current contract to provide that additional testing that we were not anticipating. We're asking the board approve this amendment.
So is there a motion to approve the contract with Nino and Moore for geotechnical services?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is a change order for Pro Builders Vacaville water intrusion.
Yes, thank you again. As we've been doing repairs at our Vacaville facility for the water intrusion, we have discovered additional areas. Once we fix one area, another one pops up. And so this is for those additional repairs. We ask for your approval.
Is there a motion to approve the change order for Pro Builders Vacaville water intrusion?
I second.
Moved and seconded. There are no other questions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. And next item is change order number 4 for Matrix AG for the Campus Central Plant Replacement Project, which is a large project.
It's a large project, and this is a large change order that we're asking for approval. This is for our boiler system. Some of the changes that we're asking for are for some overtime differentials so that we can get the work done outside of normal work time. We've had several underground water leaks that have added to the costs of the project. We're needing to relocate the control panels and add some drain lines and some relief lines to the system that weren't part of the original contract. And so we're asking the board to approve this change order.
So is there a motion to approve the change order?
Yeah, I'll make that motion and then I'll make one comment too. There's a second.
Sure. For a second?
I'll second.
So it's moved and seconded. Questions?
Sure. I'll just make the comment too that this is part of the larger issues of our underground. They shared with we got quite detailed. I think it's in the final version of the issues report, or what is that called? Like the hydraulic issues report. They were in order to even to run this, the water coming back to the boiler was black, was filled with dirt because of so many leaks, and so they were filtering and working it all out. So it's part of the larger issue. Not that anybody made a mistake on our chiller design or anything like that, but just part of our larger hydraulics issues that they had to make sure to protect that chiller. Yeah.
Other questions? So I have a question for Vice President Weed. Are you assuring us that this will solve the problem, this expenditure of money?
No, I am not. This is just the first part of getting towards the solution of the project.
Go ahead.
There is, so Measure Q has been receiving updates on the larger issue. We recently discussed a final report that we will share with Measure Q. Measure Q received a draft overview of the report with a design of repair for the larger issue across campus. So I believe in one of the previous reports before VP Lucky Lofton retired, he shared some images that highlighted some of the weak points in the system. So we're going to be discussing that larger repair, and that will come to the board after review by Measure Q subcommittee.
All right.
I have a question if I
Sorry.
may.
Sorry. Somebody else.
I have a question if I may.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, great. Inspections. How were the inspections going to be carried out? I know that we had a bit of a problem before with inspections, and I just want to make sure that everything's being inspected.
Absolutely. We are taking extra steps to make sure everything's inspected every step of the way so that we don't have the inspection issues like we had before.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. All right, with that,
President Honeychurch, just piggybacking from Trustee Kara in regards to quality control. I mean, are there steps that we can take to prevent such a large project from happening again? I know there's the wear and tear of things, and perhaps we may have discussed it at the last board meeting, if I may recall my failed memory here, but is there an opportunity to do quality control or something like this? Is there an opportunity for quality control moving forward once this project is fixed?
Yeah, part of the problem with the project and why we're seeing such a rapid decline in the pipes is because of some of the restrictions put on us from the Bay Area resources. And the boiler that we'd put in 20 years ago wasn't put in knowing that those restrictions were coming, because we didn't know those restrictions were coming, and that constant turning off and on had a lot of wear and tear that we weren't anticipating. That's not to say we're not going to do quality control moving forward, because we want to make sure that we are spending our money wisely and that we're taking care of our facility, not only for our facilities department ease, but for the welfare of our students and our staff.
Thank you very much, VP Wheat.
Can I just add one piece to that? I just wanted to share that this new chiller and boiler system, central plant that were designed is so efficient that it doesn't need to be turned on and off like the old system. The old system was, a tank compared to this high tech, magnet based system. And so the Bay Area made us turn it off because we were polluting too much at night times. So we had to turn it off during nighttime and turn it back on during the day, which caused a lot of problems because it's not how it's meant to be run. And so this new system doesn't have to do that. This new system's like super high tech, very efficient. so we can run it, more effectively. Yeah.
Oh, good. Thanks for that information. I didn't know that. So with that, I'll entertain a vote. So all those in favor of approving the change order number 4 for matrix HG, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Thank you. And the next and final item I gather from Vice President Weed is approval of an agreement with PPL for the assignment of a consultant.
Yes, thank you once again, President Honeychurch. This is a contract agreement with PPL Incorporated to contract for a consultant. We're contracting with former Vice President Lucky Lofton to use him as a resource, not only for history of the facility, but his knowledge based on some of these contracts that were in process and that are coming forward, so that we don't lose that history and that knowledge while we're working on the project. So we're asking for your approval for this contract.
Thank you. Any questions on the item? No, is there a
I do have
motion?
a question. Yeah. Can we clarify where the funds for this are from? I wasn't clear on the contract.
This is from the bonds fund.
This is from bonds.
Because it's strictly for bond projects.
Great. And then it's up to not to exceed
Not to exceed.
75,000. Not
Exactly.
You have not a check for 75.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's hourly.
It's hourly.
Great.
Okay. All right, thanks for the question. So this time, is there a motion to approve the agreement with PPL for
I make a
assignment of a
motion.
consultant?
Oh, sorry, excuse me. I make a motion to approve
Good.
item 15G.
I'll second that.
So it's moved and seconded to approve the agreement with PPL. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is information items, an EEO certification review. Salabande is the presenter.
Thank you again, Trustee Honeychurch, members of the board. Yearly, the college has to submit a report to the Chancellor's office related to our equal opportunity employment plans. It's that time of the year again. So the college has been busy throughout the year. I do want to share that we did hire 11 new full-time faculty. That is the largest group of full-time faculty hiring we've done since 2016. When we hired 16 full-time faculty. I know that the Senate has been heavily involved in the process because we want to make sure that we're supporting our students with the best possible faculty members. So this has been a great opportunity for the district to work through its EEO plan, because when we look at our demographics of our employees, our faculty group is one of the least diverse groups on campus. So we've been really working on that and working through that as we move through the process. So this has been a great opportunity. We were able to institute Dr. Stanback Stroud's new training that she came up with for the college specifically. That is now many colleges statewide are looking at reviewing to utilize. It is training related to equity as well as some EEO related stuff. So it's been a great process to utilize that new training and work with Dr. Stanback Stroud, who is well known in the state for doing this work. So we were able to institute that this year. We have been working hard with the Senate. Professor Scott and myself have been spending a lot of time together working through our faculty hiring manuals to make sure that we don't have processes that are unintentionally creating barriers for our applicants. We do still have some work to do as we're working through this. We have tested some recruitment sites. Dr. Butler and I have worked with one specifically. We haven't necessarily yielded the results that we would have liked to see. So there was an opportunity for us to ask the Chancellor's office for some support. And that's one of the things that I think we would like some support from the Chancellor's office of what are some avenues to allow us to recruit more diversely for our candidate pools. Because again, we try to do the best we can, but the options that we've utilized have not been necessarily as fruitful as we would have expected them to be. Word of mouth is still probably one of the best recruitment tools out there. So pounding the pavement is still very valuable. We're also working, and you can see there's quite a lot of stuff in this report, and I'm not going to go through all of it. But we've also been working with the Academic Senate on some additional training, not just Dr. Stanback Stroud's training, but also doing some additional training as a joint task force, if you would, between the Senate and HR. To get out there and help prepare our faculty if we have another round of hiring, as we were able to identify some concerns in this last round of hiring for our candidates and our process. So it's been a very fruitful year. We are also exploring many other options, not just related to our faculty. We've also been working with our classified bargaining units and doing job description reviews, evaluating min quals to make sure we're not putting undue unnecessarily high min quals for positions. So we're getting our candidates with what they need to be successful in the position, but not putting unrealistic expectations for them and eliminating candidates before they can actually apply and go through the pool. We are also working with, and I know VP Williams and VP Neely have been working hard on this, a DEI policy statement. They've been working with our constituency groups, the Senate, the Academic Senate, the Student Equity Council, thank you, to formulate that policy. And again, we continue to work through this, and we are presenting this as an information item tonight. It will come back to the board for approval at the next board meeting, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thanks for your report. I think you've answered all the questions that might be asked. Thank you. Next item is item 15, announcements. Are there announcements?
Well, can we ask questions? I'm sorry. Could I ask a question?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you, but yes, go ahead and ask. This is an announcement. Do you have an announcement?
No, not an announcement. I wanted to.
Go ahead, ask a question.
Yeah, well, I was concerned about the 11 new hires. Has that changed our demographics at all?
We are still evaluating the data. I'm working with research and planning, Trustee Cara. We will have to see what that looks like because we haven't had a significant number of retirements this year yet for our faculty. In full transparency, we do expect a large group of our faculty to retire at the end of this academic year, so we'll be reevaluating that as well. But we are still working with research on the data to see what that's going to look like. So I'm happy to report back to Dr. Butler when we have the data to share with you. So
the other thing is the comment in the notes asking for the Chancellor's office to weigh in on better ways of us actually getting candidates that are a little bit more, I don't know how to say it. I just didn't understand how by 2025 we'd still be in a situation where we don't have an ability to figure out how better to advertise.
We do utilize some of the listservs and the websites that are available. They haven't been effective for us, so that's why I think utilizing and leveraging our partners at the Chancellor's office that maybe have utilized sites that are more effective than the ones that we've been working with. It's going to give us the ability to leverage 116 community colleges versus just our little area to see if there are things that we just don't have available to us or that haven't been brought to us yet here. And so that's the idea with the Chancellor's office, hopefully putting together some type of list of websites that they think or have shown better effectiveness in other colleges. Like I said, we've utilized some, we've spent significant amount of money, and we've gotten no applicants, or we've gotten one applicant, or we get, one applicant that doesn't meet the minimum qualifications, and that doesn't help us. So we're hopefully utilizing our other colleges that may have some things in place that we could utilize as well, rather than trying to recreate the wheel. So,
see, what I'm surprised at is that we're recreating the wheel. Do you see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is that we're at a point where we're talking about that. I mean, is the Chancellor's office, you would think that they have already dealt with this.
And I understand and I hear you. The Chancellor's office, I think this year has been trying to address it. We have that used to be called the California Community College Job Board. They've changed it now to the California Community College Connect. So they're trying to make updates to that. The board that actually, where we post jobs that the Chancellor's office puts out for us on some type of board. And that tends to be the place where most people looking for jobs in California community colleges will go to look for them. So they're even working on updating that and trying to find new partners to work with. Because what we've done in the past hasn't yielded the results that we want. So we're looking for something.
Do we advertise outside of California? Do we go to, Texas, Alabama, other places? Or
We do. When we have higher level positions, we actually work and have a listserv that will send our job announcements to all of the HBCUs. So we're going nationwide with some of our management and faculty positions to our HBCUs. We do use our current platform, which is NeoGov. They do post on Indeed as well, so it is going out nationwide. So we are utilizing those general tools, but when you're dealing with private sector companies that pay significantly more than the community colleges and recruiting some of these positions, we don't tend to find ourselves in the top of the lists when people are looking. So it's trying to find the places that people are looking for jobs to work for us at the community college.
can I ask one more thing? Now that we've made a sort of a concerted effort to actually connect with our other local community colleges, could we have a discussion with them also and see if they can offer us some advice?
We have been, and I have worked with neighboring districts. I work very closely with Los Rios. I have a contact at Los Rios, and as you know, we have a few other contacts there. We've worked with Shasta Community College. I've worked with Santa Rosa Junior College. So we are working with some of our partners in the local area. I think it's just expanding past that local area to see what other colleges, maybe even in Southern California, are utilizing that we haven't necessarily connected with. So
Thank you. Thank you very much for
All right, thanks for those
focusing on
questions.
Yes. May I ask a question? In regards to, are you getting any type of feedback of perhaps the reason why we may not be getting a robust field of candidates who are applying for jobs? And by the way, I want to say congratulations on the 11 that are hired for this school year. That's amazing considering the fact that the last time was in 2016, like you mentioned. Or so may I ask, have you received any feedback?
I think there's a couple of things that I've noticed and some conversations we've had with final candidates. Salary is, of course, always going to be an issue for us because we are looking to hire positions. HR positions, for example, in the private sector are going to pay much higher than what we pay, while the work for us in most cases is actually way more complicated because you're not just dealing with state and federal laws, you're now including contracts and education code. So I think salary is always going to be an issue for us, but also there's benefits that we have that other areas don't have. We have, work-life balance, our health benefits, our defined benefit retirements. So we've been touting those more. But I will tell you, most of the time when candidates either don't accept a position, it's due to the salary or the cost of relocating because they are coming from out of California and they don't always generally look at what the cost is to live in our area. They'll come to us from Florida and they'll say, oh, wait a minute, I just saw how much it is to rent an apartment and I can buy a house in Florida for that cost, right? So some of that's where we're trying to get better at marketing the things we have, but you're also marketing to a very specific group of candidates that has an interest in education and supporting our students and, more work-life balance, that kind of thing. So.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
thanks.
very much.
Thanks for the question as well. So now we'll move on to announcements. Are there any announcements? Apparently not.
One announcement, we have Tiffany Cassimer, who has joined us at the dais, so we're very excited to have her with us. At the same time, I also just want to thank, I know Sandra Jude is now the administrative coordinator for IT. She was supporting us, and so we really appreciate the work she's done, and we're handing over the reins to Tiffany, who has accepted the full position as executive coordinator for the superintendent and for the governing board. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Thank you.
I just wanted to share congratulations to the college and the ASSC for the welcome day today. That was our first day of students on campus teaching in the high school program too, so I got a chance to see some things and it was active on campus and exciting. So congratulations to both.
I like to piggyback off of that. I was able to attend Welcome Day for about 90 minutes today, and I thought it was amazing in terms of seeing faculty, staff, and the students there. This definitely reaffirms in terms of the commitment of what I've heard from everybody in regards to its community we're building here on the Solano Community College. And so that was an amazing time for me this morning to be able to witness it. So thank you.
All right, thanks. And what?
And the time we should be here and so on.
On Friday, we do have convocation.
Mhm.
So we will have convocation starting at 8 o'clock if you're interested in breakfast. But the actual convocation starts at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the theater.
All right, so we're
Thank
looking
you.
forward to that. And next item is items from the board. I gather there are no items from the board. Are there? No? All right, so we'll move on to adjournment, item 20. So, just, you want to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion
that
to
we
adjourn.
There's been
I-
several,
I
there's
hate to
several motions to
complain.
adjourn, and I'll take
Trustee.
one of them as a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
I hate to complain, but we can't hear always very well down here.